Hello there, very good evening and welcome to the news tonight, where we get you the day's top stories from India and across the world. I'm Tracy Shilchi and here are the headlines. Parliament meets after a month-long recess. Rajya Sabha adjourned for the day after paying homage to 5 members, including sitting MP Haji Abdul Salam. Home Minister Rajnath Singh informs Lok Sabha that the NIA will probe the Lucknow encounter, praises the father of suspect Saifullah for calling him a traitor and refusing to accept his son's body. Two Lashkar-e-Toiba militants and a civilian are killed in a 9-hour gun battle with security forces in Pulwama district. Encounter took place after security forces launched a search operation in Patgampora area. The state of Hawaii becomes the first U.S. state to take legal action against President Donald Trump's revised travel ban. Argues that the new order does not significantly differ from the first one. Our top story, the budget session of Parliament resumed after a month's recess today. Rajya Sabha adjourned for the day today after paying homage to 5 members, including a sitting MP. Soon after, the House met after a month-long recess. In fact, Chairman Mohammad Hamid Ansari read out the obituary references to former members Puttapaga Radhakrishnan, P. Shiv Shankar, Syed Shahabuddin, Rabi Ray, and sitting member from Manipur, Haji Abdul Salam. The House will meet tomorrow at 11 a.m. And addressing the Lok Sabha, Home Minister Rajnath Singh informed the House that the Lucknow encounter will be investigated by the NIA. The issue of alleged hate crimes in the US also resounded in the House, and the government will be giving a statement on the issue next week. Here are the details. The National Investigation Agency will probe suspected terror cases, including the recent Lucknow encounter linked to a train blast. Making a statement in Lok Sabha, Home Minister Rajnath Singh also praised the father of the suspect, Saifullah, for his refusal to accept his son's body, calling him a traitor.
जब उत्तर प्रदेश पुलिस सैफुल्लाह जो मारा गया है उसके पिता से मिले और उन्होंने उसकी लाश को हैंडओवर करने की बात कही, तो जो स्टेटमेंट दिया है उसके सैफुल्लाह के पिता मोहम्मद सरताज ने कि जो देश का न हुआ वो मेरा कैसे हो सकता है, उसने कोई सही काम तो किया नहीं है, मुझे उसका मरा हुआ मुंह तक नहीं देखना है। और आगे कहा है, मैंने पूरी जिंदगी मेहनत की और परिवार को पाला है, लेकिन सैफुल्लाह ने मुझे शर्मिंदा कर दिया। हर किसी के लिए देश पहले है, यह सैफुल्लाह के पिता सरताज कहते हैं, जबकि सैफुल्लाह देश का नहीं हो सका, इसलिए वह मेरा भी नहीं हो सकता है। इसलिए अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं सैफुल्लाह के पिता के प्रति सरकार की तरफ से भी पूरी सहानुभूति व्यक्त करता हूं, और मैं समझता हूं पूरा सदन सैफुल्लाह के पिता सरताज के प्रति अपनी सहानुभूति व्यक्त करेगा।
The Home Minister also gave details of cases registered in Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh after the blast, in which 10 people were injured. He also informed the House that 8 pistols, 630 live cartridges, 1.5 lakh rupees, 3 mobile phones, 4 SIM cards, 2 wireless sets and some foreign currency were recovered from Saifullah's house.
दोनों राज्यों की पुलिस द्वारा त्वरित कार्रवाई करते हुए देश की सुरक्षा पर उत्पन्न संभावित खतरे को टालने में सफलता प्राप्त की गई है। इस पूरे प्रकरण की जांच NIA से कराई जाएगी।
Rajnath Singh also informed that India is viewing the alleged hate crimes against Indians in the US seriously after opposition members raised the issue in the upper house. The government will make a statement on the matter in Parliament next week. Ravinder Sheran's report for Rajya Sabha TV. And now let's get you the latest from the Assembly elections in Verdict 2017. The exit polls today predicted a hung assembly in Uttar Pradesh, where the BJP will emerge as the largest single party, winning anywhere between 164 to 210 of the 403 seats. Now, most polls also forecast a close fight between the Congress, which is seeking to return to power in Punjab after 10 years, and Arvind Kejriwal's AAP making its debut in the assembly polls in the state. They also predicted victory for the BJP in Uttarakhand, although likely to lead the table in Goa, was projected to fall short of a majority in the coastal state. Also, the Times Now VMR poll forecast 190 to 210 seats for the BJP in the UP Assembly, while India News MRC gave it 185, and the ABP Lokniti CSDS poll gave 164 to 176 seats to the BJP. Now, while three polls projected 110 to 130, 120, also 156 to 69 seats respectively for the Samajwadi Party Congress alliance, and 57 to 74, 90 and also 60 to 72 seats for the Mayawati-led BSP. That's, of course, the situation in Uttar Pradesh. But in Punjab, the India Today Axis exit poll predicted 62 to 71 seats for the Congress in the 117-member Punjab Assembly, a comfortable majority there, of course, and 42 to 51 seats to Arvind Kejriwal-led Aam Aadmi Party. The Shiromani Akali Dal BJP combined was projected to be decimated in the state, which it has ruled for a decade. All right, joining us now in the studio, we've got senior journalist Mr. Parsa Venkateshwar Rao Jr. joining us in the studio here, and also Kriti Mishra, our correspondent, of course, joining us from Lucknow, who's tracking all those developments there. Parsa sir, we'll come to you in just a bit, but Kriti, just quickly, getting a mood from how Lucknow is reacting to these exit polls, and we also understand that Akhilesh has given quite an interesting statement during some of his interviews.
That's right, Tracy. Most of the exit polls have prophesied that Uttar Pradesh is heading towards a hung assembly. Of course, there are a few that say that BJP may transcend that magic mark. But certainly, reports are trickling from all quarters after Akhilesh Yadav made the statement that he may join hands with Mayawati to keep BJP at bay. Now, the reports that we are getting in at this point in time, and speculation is rife, that Congress is actually in conversation with BSP. Remember, there's no direct contact between SP and BSP, between these two arch rivals, and Congress is acting as a catalyst. And probably the theories and the points of persuasion that Congress is using is these allegations against the BJP, that BJP would stifle the voices of regional satraps, and it is actually a battle of survival and battle of identity for both SP and the BSP. But remember, BSP has remained defiant, because BSP says that all these exit polls in the challenge and these channels were not magnanimous to it, either in 2007 and when results came out, it actually formed the government. So certainly all the political parties may be busy in redesigning their poll arithmetic, but for us, let's hold our horses, because March 11th is just day after. Tracy?
Absolutely, absolutely. But I have to bring this question to Parsa sir here. Parsa sir, in Bihar, even Nitish and Lalu can get together. Is there a possibility, if the need be, that Akhilesh, of course, Mulayam now out of the picture, so Akhilesh and Mayawati join hands? Does that seem like a possibility that could happen?
Let's remember that in Bihar it was a pre-poll alliance, and they fought the election as partners.
Yes.
Any post-poll alliance of this kind would sound and look like opportunistic, with the sole intention of keeping the BJP out, and it would not be a fair game as such. I think what every party should do is to accept the verdict as it comes, and it will be evident by day after tomorrow afternoon.
Yes.
And accept it for whatever it is worth. It might go against somebody and it might go in favor of someone else, but that is the way of democracy, and I think every party should keep to its code of honor.
Yes.
In a sense, when you don't have a pre-poll alliance, a post-poll alliance is not a good idea.
Absolutely. So it won't reflect well eventually, if you actually talk of how democracy works, is what you're saying. But then, in the case of the BJP, at least as far as the exit polls are concerned, even before the exit polls, the sense that we were getting from a lot of various news agencies, was that the BJP was definitely ahead, and now the exit polls are giving it quite a big margin of victory as far as UP is concerned. And this is going to be very crucial for the BJP to consolidate that victory, because they've given it their all as far as the Prime Minister's, rallies are concerned, and even the big senior leaders. UP is definitely going to be big for the BJP to win.
I feel that the BJP, though it has put everything it has into the UP election, I think we should leave it to the people to decide whether they would endorse the BJP or not. The BJP leaders themselves are very confident. I would personally think that it's overconfidence and it's not confidence, that they will win by a huge margin and that they'll get 250 plus seats, and I think one of the poll agencies, Chanakya, has given them around 285. But I think at this moment, when the actual results are only 36 hours away,
Yes.
It is mere gambling to say as to who would win. I think we should, as your correspondent said, hold our horses as such.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're not trying to predict anything, at least at this point of time. Just talking about what the trends are showing is what we're doing. Just quickly going to Punjab, because that's going to be big. If the BJP and the Shiromani Akali Dal, as far as the numbers are concerned, they're kind of a loss that they win. And the emergence of the Aam Aadmi Party, they've been, of course, working hard, trying to establish their, some sort of an important place, really, as far as Punjab politics is concerned. If the trends are showing it right, then they seem to have made a dent there as far as the BJP vote is concerned.
Quite true. It looks like Aam Aadmi Party is going to be a very strong contender, and it might even emerge at the top of the table, as it were, when the results come out. But the problem is whether they would have enough to form a government or not. And it looks like the regular political class, that is the people who are in politics from the established parties, do not want AAP to come to power, because that would disrupt their own fiefdoms, as it were.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, it looks like BJP and Akali Dal would not mind Congress winning the election, but not AAP.
Yes.
And they have got several reasons for that. But I would reiterate the same point which I have made with regard to Uttar Pradesh, that people's choice should prevail, and no horse trading or no tactical alliances should be made after the poll verdict comes out,
Yes.
to form the government or prevent somebody from forming the government.
All right, quickly moving to Uttarakhand then, this was, of course, something that was difficult to predict, because a lot of people were also saying that the Congress may perhaps retain its control on the state, but the numbers, of course, showing something a little different there. That, of course, is going to be for the BJP a crucial, if not very important, as far as the numbers are concerned, when you look at the bigger picture. But still, as a state, it's going to be important for the BJP to get hold of that.
Uttarakhand, the problem is that there is no difference between the BJP and the Congress. There are most of the people in BJP who have been given tickets are defectors from the Congress. And whoever wins, it looks like it's going to be the same faces. It's the proverbial Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Yes, it might be a morale booster for BJP if they are able to grab power in this state.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Parsa sir, thanks so much for joining us. Like you say, of course, the 11th of March is up till when we should be waiting to actually get the exact results. Interesting, of course, though, to talk about this, because we've been waiting for 2 months, really, haven't we, to get to the results. So thanks so much for joining us. And again, on the 11th of March is when Rajya Sabha TV will be getting you those results as and when they come in. Thank you for joining us. And here's a quick update on the polls, in fact, that took place today, finally bringing an end to the election process in the 5 states. Polling took place today in Alapur constituency in Ambedkar Nagar district of Uttar Pradesh. The February 15th election had to be postponed after Samajwadi Party candidate Chandrasekhar Kanojia died of a heart attack while campaigning in Ambedkar Nagar on the 12th of February. His widow, Sangeeta Chaudhary, then contested from the seat today. Nearly 56% polling was recorded till 3 p.m. Polling has also ended for Uttarakhand's Karnaprayag district. The seat, in fact, there, the February 15th election was postponed following the death of BSP candidate Kuldeep Singh Kawasi in a road accident. 41.5% polling was recorded in the area till 1 p.m. And repolling in 3 districts of Manipur also took place today. Nearly 77% voting was recorded till 3 p.m. The repolling took place in 34 polling stations in Imphal, Churachandpur and Kangpokpi districts. The repolling was ordered on Tuesday following electoral malpractices in these polling stations. On to other news now, and in Kashmir's Pulwama district, 2 Lashkar-e-Toiba militants and a civilian were killed during a 9-hour gun battle in Avantipura area. The encounter broke out in Padgampura village after security forces launched a late-night cordon and search operation following information about the presence of militants. Both the militants have been identified as Jahangir Ganai and Mohammad Shafi Sher Gujri. And here are more updates from across the country in Nationwide. The RBI will soon issue 10 rupees denomination notes with enhanced security features for circulation. According to the Reserve Bank, banknotes in the Mahatma Gandhi Series 2005 will carry the inset letter L on both number panels, bearing the signature of Governor Urjit Patel. Among other features, numerals on both the panels will be in ascending size from left to right. However, all notes issued in the past will continue to be legal tender. Upar fire tragedy accused Gopal Ansal will have to surrender by the 20th of March to serve the remaining period of the one-year sentence after a three-judge bench of the Supreme Court dismissed his plea for parity today. Gopal Ansari had pleaded that he was ill and his health would suffer irreparable damage if sent to prison. The Ansals are convicted in the Upar fire tragedy, in which 59 people had died during the screening of a film in 1997. Delhi's Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal has rejected the Aam Aadmi Party government's decision to give 1 crore rupee compensation to the family of ex-serviceman Ram Kishan Grewal, who had committed suicide over the ORAP issue last year. In his note to Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Baijal said that the case does not fall within the parameters of the scheme for granting of ex gratia payment, that is death occurring in the discharge of official duty. By-polls to Srinagar and Anantnag Lok Sabha seats will be held on the 9th of April and the 12th. Anantnag seat fell vacant in June last year after Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti won the assembly polls and resigned from Lok Sabha. Also, the assembly by-poll in Radhakrishnan Nagar seat in Tamil Nadu, which fell vacant following the demise of the then Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha, will be held on the 12th of April. And the by-election to Malappuram Lok Sabha seat in Kerala, which fell vacant following the demise of E. Ahmed, will also be held on the 12th of April. On to international news, and the state of Hawaii became the first U.S. state to take legal action against President Donald Trump's revised travel ban. The state's Attorney General argued late on Wednesday that the new order was pretty much the same as the first one. The new directive, which takes place on the 16th of March, places a 90-day ban on people from 6 mainly Islamic nations and a 120-day ban on all refugees. Hawaii is seeking a nationwide restraining order blocking implementation of the order. The state's complaint said that it was suing to protect its residents, businesses and schools, as well as its sovereignty against illegal actions of President Trump and the federal government. Trump had signed the new travel ban orders on Monday. His first order was blocked by U.S. federal courts, which called it unconstitutional. Meanwhile, the governor of the U.S. state of Kansas has written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressing regret at the alleged racial attack in which an Indian engineer was killed. Kansas Governor Sam Brownback conveyed that the acts of hate and intolerance have no place in his state. He said, and I quote, "As the governor of the state of Kansas, I would like to express my deep sadness and profound regret at the terrible act of violence committed against Shrinu Kuchibhotla and Alok Madasani. The people of Kansas share in my shock and horror. Words cannot express the sorrow that we feel for Shrinu's wife, Sunena, and his family in Hyderabad," unquote. Srinivas was killed and Alok, another Indian, was injured in Kansas last month in an alleged racial attack after the gunman was heard shouting, "Get out of my country." The Kansas incident and the 2 hate crime incidents against Indians and Indian Americans since then has sent shock waves among the large Indian community in the U.S. Earlier on the 4th of March, Indian Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar, on a visit to the U.S., also expressed confidence in the Donald Trump administration's endeavor to bring the perpetrator of the Kansas shooting to justice. Now, a federal criminal investigation has been launched into WikiLeaks' publication of documents detailing alleged CIA hacking operations. The FBI and the CIA will be coordinating the inquiry. The developments came after WikiLeaks published thousands of files on Tuesday that alleged that the CIA has become the preeminent hacking operation, sneaking into high-tech phones and televisions to spy on people worldwide. The investigation will look into how the documents came into WikiLeaks' possession, who might have leaked them, are there other unpublished documents that WikiLeaks has in its possession. While so far the CIA, FBI and White House have declined to comment on the authenticity of the files, authorities say that President Donald Trump was extremely concerned about the security breach.
As you can imagine from the president's previous comments, he is extremely concerned about this, about these allegations, about this, about the potential that something, if this were true, would have on our national security. And make no mistake about it, I think the president has talked before that anybody who leaks classified information will be held to the highest degree of law. We will go after people who leak classified information. We will prosecute them to the full extent of the law. This is playing with our nation's national security is not something that should be taken lightly under this administration.
Now, the death toll in the ISIS attack on Kabul military hospital has risen to 49, while over 90 people have been wounded. In one of their most brazen attacks, ISIS gunmen dressed up as doctors and slipped into Afghanistan's largest military hospital, the Sardar Dawood Khan Hospital, and battled with security forces inside the building for hours. The attack began when a suicide bomber blew himself up at the rear end of the hospital. The terrorists rampaged through the 400-bed hospital, shooting doctors, patients and visitors and battling security forces for almost 6 hours in a sophisticated operation. The attackers were gunned down after special forces landed on the roof of the hospital in a military helicopter. And now more international news updates in Global Buzz. The US has rejected a Chinese proposal aimed at reducing tension in the Korean peninsula, saying that all previous attempts to persuade North Korea to halt its nuclear program have failed, and there's in fact a need to find new ways to engage. The State Department's acting spokesperson Mark Toner said the defense cooperation between the US and South Korea cannot be compared to the blatant disregard the North has shown. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi has come up with the idea of intending the remit of BRICS by inviting other developing countries under the new banner BRICS Plus. Analysts believe that China is trying to expand its influence by inviting its allies, and the move might result in the dilution of the roles played by India and other countries in BRICS. German Chancellor Angela Merkel said that Britain's vote to leave the European Union last year should be a wake-up call for the bloc. Merkel reiterated that member states had to be able to press ahead with integration at different speeds. She also reiterated that talks on Brexit could only start once London triggers the Article 50 of the EU's Lisbon Treaty, which starts the divorce talks. A fire tore through a home for abused teenagers and children in Guatemala, killing at least 19 girls. The fire was sparked off by some residents setting fire to the mattresses after an overnight attempt to escape from the overcrowded center. At least 40 others are being treated for burns. And now let's change tracks and get you all the latest from the world of sports in Sports. Star Indian shuttler PV Sindhu has beaten Dinah Ayustin 21-12, 21-4 to progress to the quarterfinals of the All England Open Badminton Championships for the first time. Earlier, Saina Nehwal and HS Pranoy also advanced to the pre-quarterfinals. Saina registered a comfortable 21-15, 21-14 win against defending champion Nozumi Okuhara, while HS Pranoy defeated China's Zhao Bin to advance to the next round. But Ajay Jairam and K. Shrikant lost their opening matches to bow out of the tournament. The International Cricket Council did not press charges against Australian skipper Stephen Smith and Indian captain Virat Kohli in connection with a DRS incident during the Bengaluru test. ICC said that no action will be taken, adding that they would encourage both teams to focus their energies on the next test match. Smith had termed his action in seeking an opinion from his dressing room as brain fade, but the BCCI has appealed against the decision. Barcelona made Champions League history by becoming the first team to overturn a first-leg 4-0 deficit as they knocked out Paris Saint-Germain to reach the quarterfinals. Barca were 3-5 down in aggregate, but a frantic last 7 minutes saw them scoring 3 goals as they reached the last 8 for the 10th consecutive season. In another tie, Borussia Dortmund reached the quarterfinals after beating Benfica 4-1 on aggregate score. That's it on the news tonight. Thanks for joining us.